Georgetown University Press, we have the ambition of being a global publisher. At the same time, part of our mission is to lift up the voices of our local community. So this fall, we are releasing A Georgetown Life by Grant Quartermass, which publishes for the first time the oral history of Britannia Peter Kennet of Tudor Place in Georgetown, and provides a fascinating glimpse into 19th century DC life, both for the aristocratic Peter family and the enslaved individuals and servants of Tudor Place. In the spring, we'll be publishing 2 books on Black history in the nation's capital. Between Freedom and Equality tells the story of the Pointer family's journey from slavery to freedom, while Facing Georgetown's History is an account of Georgetown and the Maryland Jesuits' troubling history of enslavement and the university's efforts at remembering that past and at reconciling with it. All 3 of these books memorialize pasts that might otherwise be forgotten.
A recent New York Times article suggests that publishing has become a more winner-take-all industry, especially during the pandemic. It's a business model with few winners, and it's increasingly rare for books to break even. As a result, fewer commercial publishers are taking risks with books by people not named Michelle Obama. But that's the space in which not-for-profit university presses enter. We can take chances. We can raise up voices that have important stories to share. We can publish books like That Woman, The Making of a Texas Feminist by Nikki Van Hightower. She's not a household name, but her story is an integral part of the advancement of the women's movement in the 1970s, and she is one of the main reasons why the National Women's Conference of 1977 was held in Houston. Taking chances and raising up voices that have more to add to the story gives university presses the power to change the narrative on any number of important topics and fields of study in a way that's more equitable for everyone. We can fill in the gaps of knowledge, we can bring out those responsible for building the framework, and we can lift up those who are clearing the way for others to follow to higher ground. Of course, our print runs might be smaller, and our authors might not ever make the New York Times bestseller list, although that does happen. But not being a for-profit publisher means our mission remains firmly intact and our focus remains where it needs to be, publishing high-quality books and other works that educate readers and advance knowledge. We can take the time to build into our publishing model the requirement that all manuscripts be submitted for peer review. And we can commit to sharing viewpoints that challenge the status quo. University presses are able to take chances that commercial publishers will not and often cannot. As the result, some of the most important books and voices are published by Texas A&M University Press and our Association of University Press peers. So we are proud to be a part of this year's University Press Week. This year, perhaps more than any other year in recent memory, it's truly a year in which we are dedicated to raise up voices and stories that need to be heard.
Hello, my name is Trevor Naylor and I'm the Sales and Marketing Director of the American University and Cairo Press here in Egypt. I'm talking today about how AUC Press stands up, rises up with its authors to talk about Egypt and the Middle East to the rest of the world. It's not unusual for university presses to both stress their geographical location as well as the academic strengths of their host university. And here in Egypt we have great opportunities. We have 6,000 years of history at least to talk about, as well as being centred in the middle of one of the world's megacities here in Cairo. We see it as our role to work with our authors, most of whom have lived and worked in this country, to stand up for Egypt and the Middle East and counterbalance some of the negative coverage this region receives. This is our vital work. To put it another way, as the University Press, strangely, our distance from everyone else is our strongest card, because we can say everything that needs to be said from the heart of the place that we publish about. And our conditions are that every book we have is the trusted source on that topic. However, marketing such books remains an issue, far away from the centres of publishing in the UK and in New York and generally in America. But we manage it. We work very hard with social media, we work very hard with our authors to do so. We know that our authors are the specialists and take us to their specialist areas. We're the wider experts on this region, and it's our role to open them up to an ever wider audience and make their books a success, which is why we feel we and our authors and our editors are the strongest partnership possible.
We raise up community voices.